You open your eyes to a sky that has never known your name. The machine stands behind you, its metal hull gleaming like an alien artifact abandoned in a cathedral of green. Steam curls from its vents, dissolving into humid air so dense it feels drinkable. You inhale and taste chlorophyll, wet bark, mineral-rich mud. Oxygen saturates your lungs until your pulse quickens. The jungle stretches in every direction, towering conifers with bark like armored columns, cycads fanning outward in spiraled crowns, colossal ferns unfurling fronds as wide as sails. Dense mist drifts between trunks in slow currents, catching sunlight and turning it into molten shafts of gold. The soundscape is alive. Low thunderous vibrations tremor through the ground. Leaves rustle in layered whispers. Somewhere high above, wings beat with a leathery thrum. Your daughter grips your hand. "Is this really it?" she asks, voice trembling with awe. You nod. Before you, massive shapes move through the haze, sauropods, their necks rising like suspension bridges above the canopy. Skin the color of storm clouds ripples over titanic muscles. Each footstep depresses the earth with seismic patience. Their tails sway lazily, displacing curtains of foliage. A stegosaur turns its plated back toward you, amber eye glinting with distant curiosity. It exhales, and the breath rolls across the clearing in a warm gust scented with crushed vegetation. Your son laughs, an unfiltered, astonished sound. "They're not scary," he says. "They're gentle." You feel it too. The improbable serenity of standing among giants that could obliterate you without noticing. They observe you, nostrils flaring, but detect no threat. You are small. Strange. Irrelevant. Then the sky flickers with movement. A shadow passes overhead. You look up just in time to see it, a dragonfly of impossible proportions, wings spanning nearly the width of a hawk. Veins lace through translucent membranes that catch the light in stained glass patterns. Its body glints metallic blue-green as it banks sharply, compound eyes reflecting the world in fractured prisms. Another follows. And another. Your daughter gasps. They're beautiful. Meganeura-like titans of the insect world glide above you, their wings beating with a resonant hum that vibrates in your chest. Giant beetles crawl along fallen trunks nearby, armored shells iridescent, mandibles clicking softly. A centipede longer than your forearm vanishes beneath leaf litter with unsettling speed. Everything is enormous. Exaggerated. Ancient. You kneel and press your palm to the soil. Warm. Alive. The ground trembles faintly with distant movement. You have done it. You have pierced time. And for this brief moment, the world feels wondrous. By the third sunrise, wonder begins to thin. Hunger gnaws first at your children. You calculated atmospheric viability. You calculated geologic coordinates. You did not calculate the absence of food. Your supplies were minimal by design. You told yourself it would preserve ecological integrity. Now your daughter's stomach growls audibly in the humid stillness. You move deeper into the jungle alone, scanning for opportunity. You notice small tracks near a fallen log, delicate impressions in damp soil. Four-toed. Light. Quick. You remember the fossil record. Proto-mammals. Small, nocturnal creatures, early branches of a lineage that will one day diversify into something unthinkable. You sharpen a fallen branch against stone until the tip splinters into a crude point. You collect dry resin from wounded bark and strip fibrous tinder from dead fronds. Sweat stings your eyes as you crouch beneath a natural overhang, striking stone against stone. Spark. Nothing. Spark again. A faint ember catches. You cup it with trembling hands, coaxing breath into life. Smoke curls. Upward. Then flame blossoms, fragile and miraculous. When you return with a small brown creature writhing at the end of your spear, your son looks at you differently. It resembles a shrew with elongated limbs. Fur coarse. Eyes bright with panic. You cook it over open flame. The scent is sharp, oily. You divide the meat carefully. Your wife watches in silence. The next day, you look upward. A meganeura glides low over a marshy clearing. You wait until it descends toward still water, then hurl your spear. The point tears through fragile wing membrane. The insect spirals downward in a frenzy of chitin and sound. Its body is heavy in your hands, iridescent and alien. You roast it. The wings crisp and curl. The flesh is lean, almost sweet. Protein. Your children hesitate, then eat. Days pass. You learn patterns. You construct pit traps near frequently used animal trails, digging with sharpened sticks and lining the bottom with hardened spikes. You camouflage the opening with woven branches and mud. You build a funnel of smoldering brush to direct smaller dinosaur species, lean, bipedal herbivores roughly your height, toward concealed hazards. One evening, the ground collapses beneath one. Its shriek is piercing, reptilian. It thrashes helplessly against spikes you have planted. You do not look at its eyes as you finish it. You build an elevated platform between two thick trunks, carving footholds into bark. You hollow out a massive fallen tree, shaping it into a hidden refuge barely large enough for all four of you. They are strength. You are strategy. They rely on instinct. You rely on foresight. The jungle becomes less foreign. It becomes an adversary to outwit. The first carnivore appears at dusk. You sense the change before you see it. Herbivores grow restless, emitting low warning rumbles. Dragonflies lift abruptly from foliage in synchronized flight. Then a shape emerges from the mist. Lean. Muscular. Built for pursuit. A theropod, taller than you, with teeth like ivory knives. It steps lightly for something so lethal. Its gaze sweeps the clearing with clinical hunger. It locks onto movement, a distant grazing dinosaur, and explodes forward in a blur of sinew and power. The kill is swift. Brutal. Your daughter buries her face against you. Night deepens. Sounds intensify. Distant roars reverberate through trunks. Insects buzz in agitated swarms. The air thickens with tension. Your wife turns to you as firelight flickers across her face. We were supposed to observe, she says softly. Not conquer. You do not answer. The next attack comes from above. A swarm of oversized dragonflies descends at twilight, drawn perhaps by the scent of blood from your last kill. Their wings create a collective roar, a mechanical vibration that rattles leaves. They strike. One slashes across your son's shoulder with serrated legs. Another batters your wife's face, mandibles snapping. You swing a burning branch wildly. Flames lick fragile wings. Smoke billows upward. The swarm circles, disoriented by fire. You drag your family toward the hollow tree. Chitinous bodies slam against bark. The air fills with the scent of singed insect. Inside the cavity, darkness closes in. The swarm eventually disperses. But the jungle no longer feels curious. It feels aware. You continue hunting. Proto-mammals. Small reptiles. Insects. Each life taken buys another day. You begin noticing fewer small tracks near your camp. Burrows abandoned. Silent. You kneel beside one carcass before cooking it and study its delicate skull. The structure of the jaw. The differentiated teeth. Memory surfaces, textbooks, diagrams, branching evolutionary trees. These creatures are not incidental. They are foundational. From such bodies, over epochs, will emerge primates. Tool users. Thinkers. Humans. You calculate population density in your head. Localized extinction. Genetic bottleneck. Amplification over geological time. Your daughter asks why you stare at the animal so long. You tell her you are thinking. You do not tell her what. Each hunt now carries a weight beyond hunger. You feel it in your chest, a subtle dread. You are not merely surviving. You are editing. The apex predator arrives on a windless night. The jungle is silent in a way that suffocates. Then the tremor begins. Slow. Heavy. Measured. Branches snap in the distance, not frantically, but with deliberate strength. Your elevated shelter creaks as something vast passes beneath. The smell hits next, iron and decay. You guide your family down silently, retreating into the hollow trunk refuge you prepared weeks ago. You seal the entrance with bark and mud. Inside, darkness swallows breath. The footsteps approach. Closer. Each impact reverberates through wood into bone. A snout presses against the trunk. Inhales. The predator's eye appears through a crack, vertical pupil narrowing as it studies the scent. Your daughter's fingers tighten around yours. Then. The world flickers. Not violently. Subtly. The predator's eye stutters as if skipping frames. The sound of its breath elongates unnaturally, warping in pitch. You blink. Your daughter's outline blurs. You blink again. Her hand feels lighter. Dad, she whispers, voice faint. Why can I see through my arm? Her skin flickers translucent. Your wife's face shifts in and out of focus, as though memory itself struggles to render her. Understanding slams into you. You hunted the proto-mammals relentlessly in this microhabitat. Reduced breeding populations. Disrupted local gene pools. Over millions of years, small changes magnify. If a critical branch never flourishes. If the lineage leading toward primates falters. Humanity may never arise. If humanity never arises. You never exist. If you never exist. You never invent the machine. If you never invent the machine. You never travel back. The equation collapses inward. The predator outside roars, but the sound fractures into static. Trees beyond the trunk shift positions between blinks. The moon trembles in the sky like a dying projection. Your son flickers beside you, his outline breaking into particulate light. Your wife looks at you, not with anger, but with devastating clarity. You changed the beginning, she says, her voice thinning. Your own hands begin to lose definition. Memories unravel, your laboratory dissolves into mist, your childhood home warps into shapes you cannot place. The hollow tree splits with a blinding seam of white. You clutch your children, but your fingers pass partly through them. The jungle folds inward. The predators form fragments into impossible geometry. You feel yourself thinning, like smoke pulled into vacuum. For a final instant, you perceive evolutionary time not as a straight path but as a fragile web of interdependent threads. You have severed one. And in doing so, you have erased the weaver. Your daughter's face dissolves first, eyes still searching yours. Your wife's silhouette scatters into light. Your son's voice fades mid-breath. Then you feel the last tether of self unravel. Not death. Absence. The jungle vanishes. The sky extinguishes. And in the infinite quiet that follows, there is no memory of you. Because you were never there to begin with.